Congressman Al Green, I want to thank you for being with us. John Bonifaz is also with us, Free Speech for People. John, you came on Democracy Now! Like within a week of the inauguration, calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump. How have things changed? You focused on violations of the Emoluments Clause at the time. Explain what your concern was with that, and is that still what you feel is grounds for impeachment?
Amy, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be on with Congressman Green and with you this morning. We have launched this campaign with Roots Action on the day of the inauguration at ImpeachDonaldTrumpNow.org. More than 1 million people all across the country have called for this impeachment investigation in light of the president's direct and ongoing violations of the anti-corruption clauses of the Constitution. His refusal to divest fully from his business interests placed him on a collision course with the Constitution from the day he took the oath of office. But we have since expanded the grounds for our call for an impeachment investigation to include obstruction of justice in light of the shocking revelations that the president fired the FBI director to try to stop a criminal investigation that may incriminate him as well as other associates in his campaign. Congressman Green is an American hero. He's standing up for our Constitution and our democracy at this critical moment in our history, and we're urging people all across the country to join us at ImpeachDonaldTrumpNow.org to stand with him and to make sure that this president be held accountable via the impeachment process.
So how does this move forward right now, John Bonifaz?
I think it's incumbent upon all of us all around the nation who believe in our Constitution, in the rule of law, and democracy, that no one, not even the President of the United States, is above the law, that we stand up, that we stand with Congressman Green, that we call on our members of Congress to join him in making this call to issue an impeachment resolution to start the process in the United States House of Representatives. I know there are people who are saying, well, we need to get the facts out, and we do need to get the facts out. But as Congressman Green has eloquently stated, we already have these facts. They're talking about getting other facts. The facts are out on obstruction of justice. The facts are out on the violations of the anti-corruption clauses of the Constitution. And we're dealing right now with a constitutional crisis in which this president is openly defying the rule of law in our Constitution. So people all across the country need to stand up. 9 communities, including the Los Angeles City Council, have already passed resolutions calling on Congress to take this action. Brookline Town Meeting in Brookline, Massachusetts is going to vote this Thursday on this question, and many other communities in the weeks ahead will do that as well. And people can go to our site at ImpeachDonaldTrumpNow.org. They can download a local resolution and have it passed in your community. Hold an impeachment town hall, as Congressman Green did this past Saturday, and get your community talking about this critical question of our time. This is about our Constitution, it's about our democracy, and we all need to stand up.
Congressman Al Green, have Republicans come to you in support? Any of your any of the Republican Congress members?
Well, I've had Republicans to say to me that they oppose these ugly things that have been said. I have not had any Republicans to tell me about the resolution that I'm proposing or the impeachment effort. And that's because I have not asked, I have intentionally not approached colleagues on this issue. This is a question of conscience for me, and I hope that my colleagues will approach it as I have, but I will not ask anyone to do this. I'm not lobbying anyone. I have concluded that this has to be done, and my hope is that others will see things similarly. But if they do not, I will understand. I think the people of the United States of America, as John has indicated, have to get involved. It's a participatory democracy. If the people will advance their will, the will of Congress will be advanced.
The Hill has reported that Congress member Justin Amash of Michigan, Republican, admitted Trump may have committed an impeachable offense if he asked FBI Director James Comey to drop the FBI's investigation into Flynn. Amash is at least the second Republican openly to say Trump may have committed an impeachable offense. Also, Republican Congressman Carlos Curbelo from Florida said this on CNN last week. Your thoughts on this, Al Green?
Well, thank you, Amy. I think a good many people see the obstruction of justice And a good many people understand that obstruction of justice is impeachment. I think it's beneficial that 3 members of the Republican Party have given these indications. But I also understand that there are a good many members who will be silent until given the opportunity to vote. And at that point, they will voice their opinions. My hope is that they will have heard from enough of their constituents so that they better understand the will of the people. I think the will of the people will prevail. It's just a matter of making sure people understand what the issues are. And finally, on this question of others, I believe that others who desire to speak up will have the opportunity to do so as more things come out, as there's more evidence presented. I think that we haven't seen the last of this evidence that is ultimately going to be presented. But I also know that we already have enough to impeach because of the firing and because the president confessed on national television that he did it because of the investigation.
Well, Texas Congressmember Al Green, John Bonifaz of Free Speech for People, thanks so much for joining us. We'll continue to follow your actions on the floor of the House, Congressman Green, and this whole impeachment movement around the country. This is Democracy Now! When we come back, we'll go to London to speak with Tariq Ali about the suicide attack at the Manchester Arena. Stay with us.